Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Let's talk about the challenge finale, part 2, reunion, season 30, episode 19. This is it. Thank you guys for rocking with me. So let's start off with Jenna and Kayla. Basically, they started talking about how they had a good alliance, they had a good friendship, and then Jimmy gets thrown into the middle too as well, and basically talking about why do people hate Kayla. Well, people do hate Kayla because I guess Kayla comes off like she is superior, like she's a good player, like she's better than everybody. She don't really need no alliance, and she's not kissing ass. That's what I assume. And plus, she's kind of arrogant as well. Just like the other girls. She's arrogant like Carmilla. She's arrogant like, Cara. And basically she speaks her mind and she'll say whatever she has to say. I'm going to say I got much respect for Kayla because on last season she pissed on herself and was totally pissy drunk. And then on top of that, she hooked up with Corey, and then Corey ended up hooking up with Camilla, or the or the race is lush when Kayla left, when Kayla had to leave because she was eliminated. And she came back this season, whatever. She came back this season like she didn't care. She pissed on herself. She didn't care that Corey did this or whatever. She came back to win, even though she didn't win and she didn't make it to the finals. But that's my opinion why they don't like her. And plus, she is a good contender. She's not one of these scary newcomers. She's not like some of the newcomers of the guys that are not vets, that walk on eggshells and don't want to call out the vet's name and this and that. She is going to call out your name, and she feels like she wants to call out your name, and people don't like that. And plus, she's not scary, and she already started off in the season. Started off on a challenge being ready to go. She hasn't won yet, but you can tell that she's going to eventually win, and it's not going to take her 10 years. It's not going to take her 5 years. That's my opinion. And plus, she just comes out really arrogant and abrasive, and she's no holds barred. She's not going to take your junk. She's not going to let you talk shit to her and she not say something. But Kayla will go in a corner and start crying and be like, why they don't like me. But she's not going to let you see her weakness like the other girls show their weakness. Like Cara showed weakness for a long time until a couple of seasons ago. Now she's all Miss Big Badass. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. You know what I mean? So basically, Miss is like, so why don't the girls like you? Kayla was like, I don't know, won't you ask them? And so that's when, Brittany jumps in. Brittany was like, I don't like you because, you don't come off as a human being. You don't like to talk to people. You isolate yourself. I'll isolate myself too. This is a game. We're trying to win. We ain't trying to be friends. And eventually I'm going to have to stab you in your back. This is called the dirty 30, mother suckers. And so, Britt has her point or whatever. She was like, you don't come off nice and friendly. You don't come off all nice and caring like, Jenna does. Everybody basically likes Jenna because she's diplomatic. She don't talk junk. She'll let you say what you got to say. And plus, she doesn't harbor hard feelings. She'll get over it. She won't be just going on and on and on and talk about you and things like that. But Jenna will be just focused on, who's Zach. That's who she be focusing on. She don't care about none of you females. She cares about Zach, okay? So that's why people like Jenna more, because Jenna, she won't argue with you. She's non-confrontational. She's that type, but she'll get back at you, but she's non-aggressive. She semi-submissive sometimes, you know what I mean? She'll go with the flow and she'll do what she needs to do to help herself, but she won't stand out and say, hey, I'm gonna call you out, hey, I'm gonna call you out. Or when she does things, she does it in like an innocent way, and that's a good way to be, because people won't take what she does personally. They'll get over it. So that's a good type of quality that Jenna does have. But sometimes she just let people walk over her and she'll be crying and all this other stuff and she won't confront them. But I think that's not a disadvantage. I think it's an advantage for her, especially as she continue her, career in the Challenger on MTV. And she doesn't really, get enemies. She doesn't really pick up enemies, because when she does things, she does it in a nice, pleasant way. Like when you say, I'm going to F you up, and then you put a smile on it, or you steal something and you put a smile with it, or you hit somebody's car and you smile and you're not aggressive. So that's where Jenna comes off at. And so then, Brittany was like, F you, Kayla, this and that. And she was like, and then so Kayla was like, yo, what are you talking about? I was nice to you. I was your roommate. I tried to get to know you. I tried to be your friend. I even let you try. I even was trying to let you wear my pizza socks or whatever. So, but I think Brett just wants to stand out. And plus, she's probably harboring, some ill will towards Kayla because she knows that Hunter likes Kayla. You know what I mean? And also Hunter doesn't like Kayla and this and that. But, I think Brett has her, if she doesn't want to like Kayla, that's fine. Who cares? She just got to beat Kayla, basically. If you're going to talk smack and talk junk and all this other stuff, put some behind it. Kayla can kind of put something behind it, but this season, her and Jenna fell because they couldn't get Camila out. It was two of them. They could have beat Camila, but they didn't because I think they got nervous. They got intimidated. But I think next time that they're on the season, especially the challenge, that they are going to be more boisterous and more strong and not worry about anything because they kind of like solidify that they are good contenders, but they're not the MVP. The MVP goes to Tori. Tori slinging that vagina and slinging the challenge. And so then Marie jumps in. Then it's Marie jumps in, and she doesn't really like Kayla because Kayla comes off a bracelet. She's kind of rude, this and that. But Marie says that she really does like Jenna, and basically she wasn't really trying to get Kayla out, but she thought Kayla was going to be able to get Camila out and all this other stuff. And so, Marie says that she's good friends with Jenna on the outside or whatever. So it's all good. And then they asked Nicole. Nicole was just basically being diplomatic about the situation. She was just like, I generally like both of them. They're cool, whatever. Can I wear your piece of socks, Kayla? Basically, because she knows that she might be on a challenge again. And she don't want to ruffle no feathers. I already make enemies before the episode of any challenge begins. So it's all good. But Nicole was real cocky on the reunion part one, talking about she could beat anybody and all this other stuff, whatever. So then we get to Gemma, and Gemma basically, that was like, oh, why did you lie to, Jenna and all this other stuff? And she was like, it's a dirty game. It is what it is. Yeah, I lied to him. That's just, that's what I did, We ain't friends, but me and Jenna are friends or whatever. But and then so Miz is like, so then why did you do that to your friend? She was like, we're cool. We ain't like besties or whatever. Jimmy is too much, too funny. But at least she didn't come off fake. At least she spoke her mind. She was like, it's a strategy, it's a game. I'm trying to win. I'm not the greatest player in the world. So basically I got to use my mind. You know what I'm saying? I got to use my mind. And, it's called, and like she said, it's called a double cross. And Jenna's like, whatever. Jenna ain't worried about it because Jenna can beat her anytime. And Jenna also understands, this is one thing people do like about Jenna, that she understands the game, that sometimes people are going to turn on you. People are going to turn their back on you. They're going to make promises and lie to you. She's been on this show for a long time. And also she knows Zach. Zach lied to her all the time. And she sees how people double cross each other. She sees how people try to make smart moves so they can stay in the game. So she understands it's a game. It's about money. I'm winning. She's trying to win, basically. So it's not like she takes things personally. She has a quality to easily get over things, or she can show you that she'll make you believe that she's over a situation and you won't know how she really feels about it because she's not going to carry on. So that's why she didn't go back to back with Jimmy. She understands it's a game because, I was upset, with Jenna, earlier in the season because she sent home Simone and Latoya, and I was like, damn, why you gotta send home the only two black girls? You know what I mean? So that goes back to what Leroy was saying when we was talking about the race situation, where like most of the time I'm the only black guy, and that's what I'm saying. It's mostly one black person, two black persons on the challenge, and they get eliminated really quick. It's just like that. Let's get rid of them. And so that's the same thing Leroy is saying. That's what I've been saying all season about certain things that do happen in the show, where sometimes you try not to look at it as it being racist, but then sometimes it's in your face. So a lot of people got turned off by that, but I'm just calling what I see. I've been watching the challenge since it's begun, and it's just like, let's pick off the black people first, and then let's do this. Even though maybe not be their attention, but then having Carmilla, say racist and derogatory comments towards Leroy was, basically nips it in the butt. Like, just shit ain't over with. It be like that because the challenge used to be real racist. Like, it got a lot better, but Camilla brung it back to the old ways. So, it is what it is with that situation. So I think Kayla might harbor, some hard feelings towards Gemma because Gemma put her up, but Kayla put Gemma up too. So hopefully, it's all good, and if they come back on another season, that they actually, leave this season behind, the Dirty 30 behind, and begin with something new, because it's kind of crazy to harsh the old feelings or whatever. And so then we talk about, Bananas, and Bananas talk about, taking out the younger players, basically. He was like, people that are, the really bad thing is when people really have friendships outside of the game, so they're tough. And so he was like, Corey, Hunter, and Nelson actually are really bros and friends outside of the game. So our strategy was to get rid of them first, and then we're gonna pick each other off, basically. So, and that's what they did, and that's what they always do, and that's what they're doing now. The challenge, champions versus stars. That's what they're doing now. That's what they do every single season. Always pick off the newbies first, and then the vets go towards each other. It'll be nice if not rookies, but people that are not considered vets just go after the vets in the beginning, stop being scared of them. You know what I mean? And that's what I say I like about Kayla, because she's not scared or whatever. So, and then we get into Kayla and Cara go into it. Cara was sending out all these tweets talking about she got tea to spill. She's not really Camilla's friend. And we know why she's saying that she's not really Camilla's friend. Only in the game she is, because Camilla has been acting up. She acted up on this season, and she acted up on Champs versus Stars. I'm going to review that episode. I already got it ready, because you know why I'm happy. So anyways, and then basically, what's her name? Cara is just saying that Kayla is scared of her, and Kayla this, Kayla that. Kayla was like, I ain't scared of you. I don't got no problem with you or whatever. But you know what? You feel entitled. And then Marie jumps in, was like, no, Cara, you feel entitled because you tweeted with a shirt on saying entitled or whatever. And so basically, Cara was like, yo, when you sent me away, like when you sent me to the redemption house, how come you couldn't say it to my face? How come Cara was like, we had a plan. It was supposed to be Cara, Camila, and Jenna, and Kayla. We were all supposed to rock to the end. We were supposed to roll to the end together, but you changed up and you switched up and you sent me to the house because you were scared of me. You don't want to face me. No, she just thought it was a good strategy, a good move. If you go into the history of the challenge, people that do form alliance in the middle part of their alliance, or the middle part of the season, they end up turning on their alliance because there's a better opportunity, and they're trying to get out of that alliance, and they think that maybe they'll have a heads up. But we know it did not work out for Jenna, and it did not work out for Kayla turning on Cara. But it lets them know that these young girls are ready to come. They're ready to play. So be ready to play too as well, and don't feel like they owe you something, Cara or Camilla, because basically throughout the season, this season, Cara and Camilla was coming at Jenna and coming at Kayla like, oh, we're holding you on. We got you or whatever. If you want us to split, we'll split you up. So you better make sure you got our back. It wasn't like it was a partnership. It was basically, you do what we say. It was like, Cara and Carmela was just like basically telling Jenna and Kayla to do what we say. Because if not, we'll split you up and we're carrying you. And, we got your back. So you know what? Don't mess up. It wasn't like it was a friendship. It wasn't like it was an alliance. It wasn't like they was talking together. It wasn't like they was working out strategy together. Basically, it was, Cara and Carmela are the highway, and listen to what we say because we know the game. And then that's fine if you do feel that way, but you can't express that to somebody and act like they're not human and not going to have feelings and emotions, and think that you're bossing them around, and thinking that you're treating them like a child, thinking that, that they're scared. And they don't want to be coming off if they're scared or they need you guys to win or whatever. So if Cara and Carmilla had a better way to approach a situation and talk to Kayla and talk to Jenna, and more like as we're a team and we're working together and you guys are knowledgeable as well, them four would have made it all the way to the end. But Cara and Carmilla made it like it was a chore, and they better be lucky that we're teaming up with them. Of course, other girls would have probably liked to team up with Cara and Carmilla. But they chose Jenna and they chose Kayla because they felt like they was the strongest. So maybe that's a wrong move on your end. So maybe Carmella and Cara should have chose 2 other girls to team up with, and maybe they would have followed your directions like you wanted them to, but it didn't happen that way. And so basically they're going back and forth, and then that's when, Marie jumps in and she said, well, you wore that shirt and title. And then Cara is just like, give me a chance to talk. And basically Kayla was like, I'm not scared of you. I ain't never been scared of you. I'm talking right now, blah, blah, blah. And, Cara is like, oh, you're only talking now. You won't say shit to my face. And the reason why you're sticking up for yourself now is because Jenna's there. Because, when you say something like that, you're trying to say that, Kayla's scared of you and she needs Jenna to have her back. When she made the move to send you to that house or go after Camila, that was actually Kayla. Kayla was pushing Jenna to actually do that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just my opinion. Kayla is not afraid of Cara, and Cara Cara feels slighted that she got played, and I think the big thing about Cara in that situation, that these girls that she teamed up with and she treated like her daughters, or they're supposed to be her kids or her sons or whatever, that they went up against the grain, they went up against her, and she feels slighted by that, and she's upset by that, but she's not seeing that they're trying to win a freaking game. So Cara's taking it out to be personal. So it is what it is. You can take it personal all you want, Cara. And, you should have treated them like they were human beings. And then when it ended up like it did, or maybe you should have chose other people. But it's just like Cara was like, oh, and then Cara goes, oh, you stole from me or whatever. So basically there's a rumor going around that, Kayla, put out like a workout tape or some type of little snippet of a tape, and Cara thought that Kayla was making money off of her image and her words, and basically she sent a cease and desist letter to Kayla or whatever, and so she was upset about that situation. And it's just like, hey, it is what it is. Cara takes things to the extreme. She takes things to a personal. She wears a heart on her sleeve, and then she also thinks that she's the moral police. And that's what I've been saying all season. Cara thinks she's the moral police, and she's not the moral police, because she done did some foul stuff. And she used to be the crybaby on the show, but only thing is, I think that she's kind of, have a little bit of envious towards, Kayla, because Kayla has not started off as a crybaby or thinking that she needs this person, that person, or whatever to rock with her. She's okay rocking along, and Cara would try to rock along, but then she'll end up crying and be like, why people don't like me or whatever. And Kayla stands out and she stands up. Not saying that Kayla's a great person, because I'm not, too much of a fan of Kayla like that anyway. But after pissing on herself and coming back, I was like, you go, girl. If you can piss on yourself on national TV and get back on the show, you go. Like, you don't give 2 fucks about nothing. So it is what it is with that situation. And Cara was like, look at me in my eyes. Look at me. She was like, I'm looking into you in your eyes. And then Kayla goes to, Cara, CT carried you this whole season. And then Cara says to CT, oh, did you carry me this whole season? And then CT says, I think the real big issue is people said Kayla's the new Cara. So that probably, because Cara took a long time to build her name up, to build up who she is in the challenge and to stand out. And for people to compare Kayla to Cara, that really hurt her, because, her identity and who she is the most important thing, because she was weak at one point, and now she is seeming to be a contender. She's like one of the top dogs, you know what I mean? And before she wasn't. People didn't even want to work with her, pick her on their team, and she'll be real cry me a river, you know what I mean? So I think that's what it really boils down to. And then Momo, whatever his name, the Mormon, was just like, oh, I'm in the video. Yeah, you're in the video. I don't know what she was doing, but he was in the video of Kayla, whatever. I didn't even see the video. Maybe I might search it and see the video. And then, Cara was trying to ask Tori, like, didn't I try to work with them and give them my exercise regimen? And Tori was like, put on her hood. Don't talk to me. I'm done. Don't leave me out of this. I want none of this bullshit. Because Tori's another one. She can stand along. I'm surprised she's not jealous of Tori, because Tori stood up and stood out, and she stood along, and she wasn't trying to have a line. Like, she had an alliance with Kayla and Jenna, but basically she was standalone, and she came in 3rd place. So you go, Tori. So anyways, but I think it's something personal with Kayla. And it's because, Cara was really shocked that Kayla had the balls to send her to the redemption house. So that shows you that she's not scared of you. Because if she was scared of you, she wouldn't have dated Cara. So anyways, it's just funny how Kara's changed. She used to be like so nice, so sweet, and so meek or whatever. And it's good that she has changed and has a tougher exterior, but she comes out as a whining baby now with muscles and try to intimidate people and try to say, "Well, it's me. I'm the victim. You hurt me." But if the shoe was on the other feet, she'll do the same thing. She's trying to win. And so then we get to Cara and Tony. Tony gives Cara a donut and basically says, "I'm sorry, this and that." And then here goes Cara, the moral police, talking about, "Tony, you wrong. You did this, you did that. You cheated on your baby mother with this one and with that one, with Christina, with Camila. You drinking is all terrible. You and your brother drinking is terrible. Both of you guys shouldn't drink. Your brother was involved in a situation, almost hitting Simone. Then you got into my face yelling all aggressive." And that's true. Tony should never got in her face and was aggressive. So she was like, "Yo, you drink and all this other stuff, and you should keep your penis in your pants. It's not my fault. And everybody's getting dogged out because they're messing with you. How come you're not getting dogged out? How come people are not coming at you? People came at me when I was messing with Tom, I think, when I was messing with Tom, and Bananas did this, and everybody was coming at me like I'm a bad person because Cara didn't want to be with Adam anymore and all this other stuff." And so it is what it is with that situation. And basically, Karu is just saying that, it's a double standard. Like, Tony can get away with murder, Tony can do this, and everybody sweep it under the rug and they won't say anything about it. And yeah, that is true, and that does happen. That it's a double standard. But in this case, in this situation, I think the reason why, Cara, you are upset is because you got a lot of backlash and people came at you. So that's where you haven't really changed, that you're very sensitive, and you let what people say to you take it to the heart, then you break down. Like, you put on this tough exterior, but basically if someone pulls your card or come at you, you're shaking. You be shaking, you know what I mean? Like, you just can't own it. Yeah, I hooked up with Tom and it was good, and what? You know what I mean? You can't do that. But then you'll say you'll do that. You'll say, "Yeah, I did it." And then when somebody say, "Well, you are a tramp," and then you'll start crying. You know what I mean? So it's just like 1 minute you're tough and then the next minute you're weak. So Cara has to pick whether she wants to be weak or whether she wants to be tough when it comes to dealing with verbal things that people say about her. And so, but the way that she was coming at Tony was like, "You got a baby, you've been cheating," and all this other stuff. It's like, damn. And even Tony's girlfriend was like, "Yo, I forgave him. We're moving forward. Like, let it go." And she was like, "No, I ain't letting it go." Cara was like, "I told Camila that she was wrong. And all this other stuff. But still, how come people didn't get at Tony like they got at me? And the guys kept it a secret. No one said anything about what was going on." And then basically Tony said, "I talked to the guys and I told them, please don't talk about the situation because, it's going to affect my family." So the guys all agreed on not talking about the situation with Camila and Tony. And so that's when raggedy ass Veronica jumps in, was like, "If you would have talked to the girls would have had your back the same way." Yes, that's true. Maybe not. But see, Cara, you're not really a likable person. Even though the guys kind of shit on Tony and he's the last of the bunch that they'll save, he's likable to them, and you are not likable, and you let little things get to you. Like, everything irks you. Like, you want people to have this moral compass, and then sometimes you break that moral compass. So when you break that moral compass, Cara, people are gonna get at you because you got to practice what you preach sometimes. So moving on from that, and it was just like, yo, Cara did make a lot of good points with Tony, but the way that she said it was like, "Oh, I still like you," it was like she was judging him, putting him down. And if anyone talked to Cara like the way that she talked to Tony, she'll be crying. She'll be like, "Woe is me. I'm the victim. I can't believe you attacked me," and all this other stuff. So she takes everything to a dramatic level, which is not cool. And then at the same time, she wants people to take it easy on her. So no, it's not going to work that way. Cara, you need to work on yourself. You and Carmela need to work on yourself. And so, like, she was throwing, but I'm glad she did throw Tony's brother's Shane under the bus, whatever. So anyways, I was just like, yo. And she was like, Carmilla got attacked. Carmilla been attacking people forever. And so now you're not aligned with Carmilla, but you're sitting over here defending her or whatever. So Cara, like I said, double standards. You double speak, you double talk. Now you're defending her and you're doing all this. Basically, if you ain't tied to Camilla, you say, I don't know how Camilla feels. I don't care about Camilla at this time and point. We play a game together. You guys speak to Camilla and TV land, you know what I mean? But yet she wants to speak up for Camilla and all this other stuff, but yet then she don't want to be tied to her. This is what I'm saying, the double standard, double speaking of Cara. So moving on from that, and yeah, she was like Christina and all this other stuff. She was just going in. And basically, but then it was like, you're just upset because Tony's spot wasn't blown up like your spot was blown up. And she was like, yeah, that's basically was it, because everybody ain't you. You're not that likable. So it is what it is. And like when her double standards and all this other stuff. And then we get on to Aneesa. And Veronica. So basically Veronica is upset. You know, I talked about Veronica throughout the season. I told you guys that Veronica was wrong. The way that 1 minute she was trying to hook up with Aneesa this, Aneesa's that, and as soon as Aneesa got sent to the redemption house, she was outside talking to, I believe it was either Kayla. I think it was Kayla. And not Kayla, it was Gemma and it was Britt talking about, oh, I think I messed up by hooking up with, you know, Aneesa, or being aligned with Aneesa, because it seems like I put a target on my back hooking up with Aneesa, or Aneesa's aggressive, Aneesa is clingy. And now she's on stage saying this, oh, Aneesa blew up my spot with Rachel. I didn't want anybody to know I was dating Rachel. We all knew you was dating Rachel back in the day, bitch. And she was like, oh, I didn't want that secret to come out. That shit was a long time ago. Both of you guys were hammered. You was drinking. You was having a good time. And basically, you needed a storyline. You wanted something to be dramatic and over emotional about and try to throw somebody under the bus. And so who's other great person to throw under the bus is Aneesa, because you know Aneesa doesn't get along with everybody in the house and everybody doesn't like Aneesa. So like, she's your target. You wouldn't have came after anybody else, and you wanted to hook up with Aneesa, and you went in the room with her. So don't act like, you know, you was too drunk to do anything. Bitch, you so old. You know how to drink. You know how to hold your goddamn liquor. Okay, if an 18-year-old, 21-year-old was telling me about that, you've been on this show and you've been drinking and you've been drunk and you've been tossing that vagina for a long time. So don't even go there acting like Aneesa took advantage of you. You know, she was like, oh, I was so vulnerable. Bitch, you wasn't vulnerable. You thought Aneesa at this time point would be somebody good to align with, but you realized that a lot of people don't like Aneesa, so then now you wanted to cut the ties with Aneesa, so that's why you started talking shit about her. But first you was mad at her because, oh, since I was messing with Aneesa or chilling with Aneesa, people, you know, put me in that boat with Aneesa, where now people are coming out after me and I can't really align myself with anybody else, and Aneesa's so clingy, and me messing around with Aneesa put a target on my back. But now it's because she talked about Rachel and I didn't want anybody to know. Like, she switched it up so quick. And then Aneesa was like, yo, if there was really a problem, we FaceTime yesterday, we talked here and there. If that was really an issue, how come you didn't say anything about it? Now all of a sudden we get on camera, we're on stage, you want to be over dramatic and act like, oh, you're so hurt that I hurt you about Rachel. Rachel don't give a shit about you, and Rachel has moved on. She was like, I didn't want anybody to know, and all this other stuff. You know, I hope Veronica doesn't come back on this, on any of the challenge, because she's fake. She's the type of girl that will have sex with you and then the next day go to police station and say that you rape her. She's the type of person that cries wolf all the time. She's the type of person that likes too much attention. She's the type of person that has, you know, she's unstable. You can look at her, she's unstable. You can tell that she's on pills. You can tell that she is medicated. She's self-medicating herself either by doctor's orders or she's on some other drugs. And it's just like, yo, and she was like, I felt so vulnerable. Like, basically she's trying to say Aneesa tried to rape her or took advantage of her. If that was the case, the MTV would have came there and did something and squash that situation, because there was, you know, allegations of alleged assault on MTV. The two guys that was involved, they have not been on the show anymore, and now they pay very close attention to that now. So don't even go there. And Aneesa was like, yo, we didn't have sex. I asked Marie didn't really say nothing. Then Cara had to jump part 2 cents in because she wants to throw some dirt at Aneesa and was like, oh, I heard noises, so I left. Aneesa was like, we was laughing, we was joking, we was playing around. I don't know if they had sex. The noise and stuff like that, but Veronica even said that it was edited, so she has to see the whole film in order to make her opinion. So whatever. I was like, yo, Veronica, whatever. I don't believe Veronica felt vulnerable. I don't believe Veronica felt like Aneesa did something wrong. It was just for something for her to say because it was so long ago. But and I guess, Veronica's point was it was so long ago, Aneesa, why did you bring it up? And I think Aneesa brought it up because it was so long ago and they never talked about it. And maybe when you are free and you're drinking and you're having fun, it seems like you came to amends with each other. I think in that moment, Aneesa felt comfortable in saying that, even though now we realize that Veronica didn't want that information up, but she didn't stop right then and say anything. She goes, oh, when I watched the film back, that's when I got upset, that's when I got mad. Okay, we understand that. But for you to twist that so you feeling vulnerable, so which one are you mad at? And then, oh, this is the most hot. Veronica, you did worse stuff on this freaking show. You basically hurt out your pussy on this show to stay safe, so don't even go there. So and what else with that situation? She just really pissed me off because she's the type of person that will identify, say, hey, and be a witness, say, that's the person that robbed the store, or that's the person that did this, and it don't be that person, but she just wants that attention to be a witness and show up in court. That's how I feel how Veronica is. And you don't need people like that around you as well. And it's just like, basically, Veronica and, Aneesa did not get along because basically Aneesa was just saying that Veronica was mean, she was a bully, and she picked on Aneesa. So Aneesa said that, I came after you because they didn't get along. I came after you, I did this and I did that to you, but we were younger. They were younger, and she said, I apologize to you for being when I was younger when I did that. But it's just like Veronica didn't even apologize for trying to demean Aneesa's character, like she come off as a rapist. You know what I mean? And then after that, the junk that she talked about Aneesa, when Aneesa got sent to the redemption house, she didn't even apologize for that. She didn't even acknowledge that she felt that she said Aneesa was clingy. And I think now I'm on everybody's shit list because I'm aligned with Aneesa. So anyways, Veronica is whack. So moving on from that, we get to Leroy. Leroy, like I talked about this racial situation with Leroy. Basically, Leroy just throwing it out there that, he felt hurt, he felt disrespected, he felt like he was among friends because he's been on this challenge for years. And it's hard for him when he was on these challenges because he'll be the only black person. He said it like, I've never seen this many black people on a show at once. And that's why I did kind of like point Jenna around, get mad at her because she picked the two girls out. She picked the two black girls and got them sent away. But yeah, she kept Gemma, even though I know they're friends, but Gemma didn't turn around and shitted on her. You know what I mean? So anyways, he explained that he was upset when he watched the film back and he was mad, but he just wanted, Carmilla to be exposed and everybody to see who Carmilla is and how she behaves and how she acts and all that other stuff. He wanted to be exposed. And he also says Carmilla never learns. She does this every year. She gets drunk. She goes after people. She wants to fight. She mistreats people and she never grows. She never evolves, So he was like, basically him and everybody else was saying in so many different words that they don't want Camilla to come back and she might not be coming back. Oh Lord. So and Bananas, he jumps in and he felt the same way too as well about how Camilla was wrong and disrespectful and how it was hurtful. And Derek K, the black one, he jumped up and he was like, yo, I commend you for the way that you behave and how you act. And I did speak about that. I'm glad Leroy didn't hash on that. He didn't come after Camilla. He didn't act like it was a big deal or whatever. So that was cool. And it was just, and then, Derek, Darrell was like, I don't know how I would have acted. We all know you would have acted fine. He was like, I don't know, because when you put in that situation, in the heat of the moment, things do happen. And Carmilla was in the heat of the moment, but Johnny Bananas did hit Camilla in the face with the pillow. That's when she got crazy on Leroy. So basically, they're just calling, Carmilla out. And we see, like when I was talking about the racism and the racist shit that be on MTV, especially with these challenges and the real world. And Leroy basically says that I'm surprised that there's other black people on the stage. I mean, usually I'm the only one. I'm the only token on the show. So anyways, kudos to Leroy for standing his ground and speaking up and not acting like it's the end of the world, like she destroyed him. Basically, he wanted her to be revealed to the world how she really is and how racist and derogatory that she was. And Leroy also says that she stayed in his house. It's like black dick is good for Camilla, but yet she's gonna turn around and be racist and say all these racist slurs. And Leroy confirmed that she said racist slurs, not just black people. She said racist shit that they bleeped out on the camera. So it is what it is with that situation. But anyways, moving on from that, we got the winners, and then the winner is the racist lush. Camilla wins, and so does Jordan wins. I guess it was well deserved for Jordan to win. But even though a lot of people say a lot of vets got robbed, he stayed in there. He got sent to Redemption House. He went back to back. But I don't think Ammo was it was kind of a good elimination with him and Ammo, because what's his name? Jordan has half of a hand or whatever, but still Ammo is not really a competitor, but Ammo did compete as much as he could. And so it is what it is. Jordan won. I think Jordan did superb. He did excellent this season. And he finally put his mouth. He finally showed who he was. He finally showed, because usually he gets arrogant, he gets above himself, and he gets sent home. But remember Johnny Bananas will always send him home. And this time he actually stayed tall, because wasn't he messing with Laura? And Laura was like, yo, Jordan's a weakling. So anyways, Jordan actually talk crap and back it up. He actually did that. And he didn't have any regrets of him going out after Hunter. It is what it is. He had beef with Hunter. He didn't like Hunter. And he went after him. And like he said, once I call your name once, I'm going to continue to call your name, because I done already started beef with you. So Jordan wins. And, Derek, he comes in second place, so he'll get, his money. And also, Cara, she comes in second place. Camilla comes in number 1. Jordan comes in number 1. So we'll see. Peace. I'm out. Much love to all my peeps and my peoples. Tell me your thoughts on what you thought about the reunion part 2, because it was more entertaining than part 1. I'm out.